Hello guys, welcome to the channel here today for the match review between Barcelona and Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League campaign for the third game of the Champions League campaign. You know that Barcelona were taking on Shakhtar Donetsk this Wednesday evening, and they managed to get the 3 point thanks to Fermin Lopez and Ferran Torres. You know, Barcelona were taking on Shakhtar Donetsk with a lot of injuries. We know that we have actually a lot of players that are missing due to injury. Gavi was suspended. He picked up a red card against FC Porto, and then we have those other players, the like of Lewandowski, Koundé, De Jong, Rafinha, and Pedri are all injured, and also Sergio Roberto injured. And we hope that getting few of them before the Clasico, that is just in 2 days' time. So, guys, in the Champions League, we're taking on Shakhtar Donetsk, and it was one of the most crucial games, you know, after the win that we get against FC Porto. And away game this evening, we're taking on Shakhtar Donetsk at the Mojic, the second game at home. And we managed to get the 3 points, and thanks to Fermin Lopez and Ferran Torres. As I said, we have seen they have a very, very interesting game, and Xavi was forced to manage and try to get the best out of the team, like the best out of the team at his disposal, because, you know, due to the injuries, he was forced to manage and like put some players on the bench. We know we have some important games that are coming up, and this game was as well important. And for the starting lineup, we have seen some players like some changes. Some of us were expecting Christensen, but we have seen Araujo paired with Inigo Martinez. That was a good thing. He had a good game by the way, Inigo Martinez, as he had against Bilbao during the weekend. And also Marcos Alonso, who has been like kind of a little bit struggling. He was not like we're missing that kind of speed that we used to see from Alejandro Balde. He was at the left hand side, and Cancelo, he had a good game, even though we know that Cancelo is always kind of risky sometimes to play him at the right hand side, because he kind of will be little bit exposed on that side. And the goal that we conceded came from that area, and we know that it was complicated, not an easy game. You know that Shakhtar is a very interesting game, very physical, and also they know how to play football. They are very technical team, and we have seen it against Shakhtar Donetsk. You know, the previous campaign against Real Madrid, and also it's not an easy team to play against, and they have. So this today also against Barcelona, they were very interesting. But guys, the thing was that we have seen very interesting from our players, the like of Fermin Lopez, Lamine Yamal, and also Ferran Torres and Joao Felix, who by the way got picked up a little knock. We don't know actually for sure what is wrong with him, if he's injured or if just a knock. We hope that he's going to be fit for the Clasico, because actually we know that he is one of the most important player in the team. So we need him, and we don't need to have more injuries so far in the season. We have already like 7 players injured, sidelined due to injury. We hope that we can get a few of them, but losing Joao Felix again will be very, very difficult for the team, very difficult for Xavi. We have a very interesting game coming up against Real Madrid. And Fermin Lopez and Ferran Torres, they had a great game. I really like the game that I've seen from Ferran Torres. It was kind of very interesting. He could have get maybe 2 goals, but he get one, and then he assisted the second one for Fermin Lopez. And Ferran Torres, we know that, guys, since the start of the season, he was like the kind of player who's been present for Barcelona and trying to saving the team on several occasions, scoring goals, being very interesting. We have talked about it on several occasions on the channel here. The fact that Ferran Torres, he's a different kind of player. He has changed. He said that he has a mentality of a shark, and that he is determined to succeed at this club at Barcelona. He's just 23, I think 22 years old, and it's not that he's very young, even though actually at Barcelona, if you are 23, you feel like you old with all those young players that he has seen actually in the team. And this is something really interesting. And talking about young players, we have seen the like of Fermin Lopez, who was very interesting. Like the calm and the audacity that this player has is something phenomenal. I really like the way that he played, what he can put in the team, the way he can contribute to the team. Since he got his chance with Xavi, he's just seizing every single opportunity that he's getting from the coach and making it valuable and making it count for himself. And that is what is the most important thing with those players, because they are too daring. As Xavi was saying when that player Mark got his first start against Bilbao and he scored the goal, it's like Xavi was talking about the fact those players from La Masia, they are just fearless, and it's like they will look at your eyes, and then it's like they're asking you, coach, put me out there. I will do something. Like, put me out there. Give me a chance. I will show you what I can do. And that's what we have seen from those players, the like of Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez, Alejandro Balde, Gavi, and Mago recently, and also by the way, Casado, who got few minutes from the coach. That's it's a good news, and I really like the boy. I hope that he's going to get more game time. And Fermin Lopez, that goal that he got, and we know that from the first goal that he Ferran Torres scored, he was the one who made that run, and then Gundogan found him in the box, inside the box, and he missed it. He put it on the cross, but it came back to Ferran Torres and he scored it. And we thought that it was an offside, but fortunately for Barcelona, he was not offside, and that was the first one. And then he managed to get the second goal from outside the box, and he almost make it 3, because we know that he missed that opportunity. He hit the post, and also he got that goal that has been disallowed due to an offside. He was a bit offside, and that was pretty interesting from this player. What we are seeing from Fermin Lopez, it's like he's taking another dimension. He's stepping up. He's trying to take his game to another level. He's creating wonders, and we hope that he's going to continue in that run and trying to make valuable every single opportunity that he's getting from the coach. Lamine Yamal, he was kind of very interesting. Now, just the only thing that I regret for Lamine Yamal is that he's not taking shots. He's not like taking his chances to try to shoot from distance. And sometimes he make those when he cut from inside, and he got that possibility to take a shot, but he's just very I feel like he's being too generous for a striker, for someone who's supposed to score goals. He's being too generous. Sometimes you need to be selfish. I'm not saying that, that those players from La Masia, they are kind of very generous. Like it's like the value that they are giving them at La Masia is something that's made them better persons, but the difference is like all the players from La Masia. We know that we have seen players such as Gavi, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Messi. They are not selfish, and they always look for one another. And that's what we are seeing from Lamine Yamal. And we hope that he's going to take his chances for a few more time, like trying to be a little bit selfish sometime, and just study to get some goals and just maybe some assists. And this is something really, really interesting with those players. They are very, very interested. And Cancelo with Lamine Yamal on the right hand side, they are pretty interesting, because we have two technical players playing on the right, on the same side, on the right hand side, and they are going to create more movement because they understand each other. They are very technical, and if they have the possibility to combine and to play between one another, they can be very dangerous on that side. And also we know that we have seen Joao Felix, pretty interesting. He was having a very difficult game today. He got a very interesting opponent, and we hope that that injury is not serious, just a knock, and we hope that he's going to get back very soon. So guys, that's pretty interesting. We have seen we got the 3 points. That's the most important. We know that in the past few seasons we have been struggling in the Champions League. It's the first time in the last 2 seasons that we get in 3 points, 9 points out of the 3 first games against Benfica the previous season, and also against Inter last season. And it was very difficult. It was very complicated for Barcelona. But hopefully this time we are going to get out of the knock stage. At this run, we just need at least 1 point to make it 10, and then we may be one of the favorite to get to the next stage. And we hope that we are going to make it count for the next game against Shakhtar Donetsk again in the Champions League. But before that game, we have the Clasico that is coming up, and we pray that we can get along with few of our players, like the like of Rafinha or maybe Lewandowski. In like some news coming up that Lewandowski, he may take some like painkillers to be present, to be ready for the Clasico. And I don't think it's not a bad idea, but I don't want to risk anything. We know that the Clasico is very interesting, but just remember, guys, the Clasico is 3 points. I know as a Barcelona fans, we always want to win the Clasico. That's how it is. Against Real Madrid, it doesn't matter if it's a friendly game or what. There is no friendly game in the Clasico, and this is something really interesting. And once again, La Masia is being present for Barcelona. And guys, I almost forgot. It's like the other day I was surfing on Facebook, and I've seen something pretty interesting. Just a phrase, and just it caught my attention. And I was reading it, and the guy he wrote that as long as the La Masia lives, Barcelona will not die. And this is something really interesting. That's what we are seeing actually with this team. Like we have pretty much the most important player in the team injured, like either due to injury or suspension, the like of Gabi. And the majority, the other 6 players, they are all injured, and this is something really interesting. And at that time, you have La Masia being present for the team, and we have plenty players actually like in this game who were from La Masia, like of Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez, Marc Casado, Alejandro Balde, Marc Guhu, like all those players, they are from La Masia. And I think if it was other teams in this kind of situation, they'll be like a very serious trouble, because if you have all your like the most important player of your team injured, you don't have nothing to turn back to. It's going to be very difficult. And Barcelona, hopefully, we have La Masia. And thanks to La Masia, the investment, like, we are not going to thank enough Johan Cruyff, rest in peace. What he has done for Barcelona is something that is going to follow Barcelona for the rest of, like, the history for as long as Barcelona exists. La Masia, as long as La Masia exists, Barcelona will not die. And thanks to the guy who like, make up that quote. And I don't know his name, otherwise I would have mentioned it, because I'm not trying to take credit for it. It's not my words. I've just seen it on social media, on Facebook, and this is something really interesting. And Barcelona, once again we are seeing it. And back in the days with Guardiola, like the team, it was all about La Masia, the players, the Messi, Puyol, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Pedro. All those players were from La Masia. This was just very interesting. And this time around also, all the players that we are seeing, one of the most important players of the team, those who are stepping up in for the team actually in those difficult times, financially and also due to injury crisis, and they are being present here. This is something really interesting. It's a blessing for Barcelona. It's a blessing for Barcelona to have those players, to have La Masia present for the team, for the club in those difficult times. So guys, that was my the kind of rematch review that I wanted to. It's taking a little bit longer than I expected, but guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and to the channel, and tell me in the comment down below what you think of that performance of Fermin Lopez, because that's the man of the moment, because what he has done today is something really interesting. See you soon for the match preview of the Clasico, and we will talk more about that interesting game. The big game of the season is going to come this weekend. Barcelona against Real Madrid on Saturday. See you guys in the next video. Ciao.